Why does this film get so much hate? Honestly, like why? I mean, you can make the argument for Matthew Broderick, but he's kind of wooden. But why does it get so much hate? I'm trying to figure that out. Let's talk about Cable Guy. Can we talk about Cable Guy? Let's talk about Cable Guy. So the Cable Guy is a 1996 film that stars Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick, as I said. Jack Black is in this too. How do I put this? The way I look at the Cable Guy is it's a dark comedic thriller. You know what I mean? And I don't think people knew how to take that. It has a lot of dark comedy. Whereas nowadays, that kind of humor is everywhere. It's run rampant. It's kind of overdone. But back then, I don't think people really knew what to make of it, because the films leading up to the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey he did The Mask, he did Ace Ventura, I think he did Batman Forever, things like that. Very silly films, which were all great. Well, I'm not a big Ace Ventura fan. Sorry to the fans. It's just I don't really care for those. But yeah, like I guess when the Cable Guy came out, they were like, what the hell is this? And they didn't know what to do. But in reality, really sit there and think about this. Really think about it. How many people have you known that are like that? Have you never known anybody that was that lonely? Somebody that was raised by TV or something other, their phone, and this generation, their cell phone or tablets or whatever. Somebody who has no friends and tries to make friends by any means possible. He goes in, Jim Carrey's character goes to an extreme way to go about it, but you know what I mean? Like, I think it was ahead of its time. You know what I mean? It was very ahead of its time. And his character is just really he's used to being alone. His only friend is the TV, which, if you really look at it, think about it nowadays. How many people are there that their only interaction is through the internet, by watching videos such as this one that I'm doing, or YouTube things or whatever, or you know what I mean? Like their only outlet is that they're not good at interacting with people. I mean, look, there's people who can't even go up and talk to anybody, and it doesn't make them bad people. That's just the way they are. I mean, look, that's how we got the dating apps and dating sites and social media and things like that, because there's people that are horribly shy, or or they come off as one way and they have ulterior motives, just like Jim Carrey's character in this film. As I said, I think it's an enjoyable film. I just think it came out at the wrong time. Modernize the Cable Guy. Instead of the cable, make it like the internet kind of guy, you know what I mean, or whatever. And you could really modernize it, somebody who's obsessed with things like that, or was raised by YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, Instagram, all that shit, the plethora of things, and you could modernize it and, really put yourself in that mind state. It could probably really fit in. Overall, like I said, I think it's an enjoyable film. There is some really absurd and dumb scenes. Then against Jim Carrey, it kind of happens. Now, the only cons I have is Matthew Broderick. I don't think I've never really thought much of Matthew Broderick's acting ability. Other than Ferris Bueller. I do like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but really, Matthew Broderick, it really helps him who he's working with. But other than that, I can't really think of many cons to it, Is it dated? Well, yeah, it's cable. But you put yourself in that mind state, and if you weren't born back in the 90s or grew up in the 90s, just modernize it. Was it really that far of a stretch? Not really. Overall, what do I give the Cable Guy? I give it a 3.5, 3.5, almost 4 out of 5. I like it. No, I think I will give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoy it, actually, for what it is. Some people might not agree with it. A lot of people put it on their bottom of the barrel. They think it's the worst Jim Carrey movie in the world, which not to me. Is it my favorite Jim Carrey movie? No, not at all. But I do enjoy it a lot. And then plus on top of it, because it was semi-serious in some moments and semi-dark and everything, I think it really paved the way for future projects, for Jim Carrey, like The Truman Show, The Number 23, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, things like that, more serious roles. I think this was him knocking at the door of dramatic parts before, really diving into that. Plus, on top of it, there's a scene where Jack Black's character is wearing a Soundgarden shirt, and I love Soundgarden, so hell yeah. All right, that always works. Thank you so much for checking this review out. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please do like the video, tell a friend to tell a friend, and if you need a friend, I'm right here. Because I am George Elias, occasional YouTuber, and your friend. And you're always welcome here with me. All right, always. And I'll see you guys next time.